and 198, 200, well, it was 220. And it just stays stable like that on a nice bright sunny day. These are the 12 volt lights. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but it lightens up my dark house. That's on another system. As you can see, I'm even sitting here on Facebook. Routers are running. Over here's a 12 volt one. There's like 200 watts here, and it's only 12 volt. Running a little USB fan. You can see, I also have one of these, which is basically a cigarette lighter out of a car. You can see it there. It's basically just a cigarette lighter thing out of a car. A couple wires back. These are the switches that run the lights out of an old Spam can. Right? And I flip the light off, and this one's dumping. And this dumps off to that heater. So it was dumping just by flipping the light switch off. That's how much power 200 watts brings to 12 volts. Let's watch it. 200 watts is doing that to 4 old car batteries. Dumping. Means it's dumping. That light came on and the heater came on. That light back on, which is 65 watts. Alright, and lights up the house pretty nice, they do. And it'll stabilize. I can also flip a fan on USB. The USB with a 12 volt adapter is really, you go in here, you plug one of these things in, right? Which is USB. It allows you to 12 volt to USB to charge your phones, charge your everything. I do the same thing over here on the 12 volt system. That, if you can see it, is just two big heavy diodes. One wire hooked up right there, right down to that diode on an aluminum heatsink. It's 40 amp diode, one wire. There's two there, so I can go up to 80 amps. I'm only really running about 20 amps in at max on the 220 or the 12 volt system. There's, you know, 240 watts up there, 220, so 240 watts. And it's also doing other things and charging batteries. If you need that, the diodes I recommend. Also, a couple other things I do. This is the same thing. It's a 12 volt female, they call it, 12 volt like a car, cigarette lighter adapter. And you buy that little green thing right there, right? And it just plugs right in. And turns on the little computer, charges it with the USB cords and cables that just, you know, and 12 volt to USB. I also run 24 volt through one of these little boxes, which I don't recommend. I don't even know I recommend going 24 volts. You're better off just sticking to 12. 12 ran my water pump. I say 12 would have ran the freezer, but I also run a 24 volt water pump. Maybe you can hear it kick on, maybe you can't, including that light up there that's 24 volts now. Out of an old Jif jar. That's how you make switch boxes. The one over here is the same way. My son gave me. We made a switch box out of it, which turns them lights on. They run up and out into the laundry room. We'll try this again for you. What we're going to do is we're going to shut the power on the electric heater off. Nice electric heat right there. Alright. And you're going to watch as the voltmeter climbs up out of the skyrocket. How fast 800 watts of solar panels will charge 10 deep cycle car batteries. There it is. It clicks on. That clicks on that one, and it dumps it off to a hot water tank switch. And, well, that's a hot water tank right there. Can't see it, but that just shut it off. When it gets so low, it climbs and then it dumps it. And I don't think this is really the way they should be running, but works for me. I can also, with this wire, you can't really see maybe in the picture, but I can hook it up here, bang bang, and just turn the hot water tank on, and it just stays on. And that's enough batteries to charge and to get me, when they're full like this, on a sunny day, I can get a whole tank of water. Right? And that was the main deal, that I can get and run the water pump and stuff. They're gonna dump again. It's gonna climb. I got way more power than that's only 800 watts. All right. That's it shutting off the hot water tank. To avoid that, I click the electric heater back on, and everything will stabilize. And the watt meter's climbing. That's how many watts I'm running, and that includes the computer. Another one of the wonderful tricks is not just the little inverter, that it works on a car male adapter there that plugs right into that cigarette jack as well. Right? And just plug these two together. Right? Same off if it would be off the battery bag. Okay, the fan kicks on because the little fan is what's plugged into that USB jack on that inverter. You just click it on. Oops, switches on the back. And it comes on and you got 110. The other one was over here on this bigger adapter. That's a male adapter, and I hooked it up to a wire. It runs over, and that's hooked to the other end with a male adapter. It's two male adapters. But what you do is you take that one and you plug it right into the wall socket, and then you can just flip this inverter on, and your house is now on. Right? I mean, think about it. That's how simple it is to turn your house on in a power outage. This is really my old system. It's an old Igloo ice chest. 4 batteries. Oh yeah, you can see it. Old battery. I dug it out. You can see a battery connector in there. Some wires. Because they go through, because that was a place to mount a meter. I could test the voltage, and a switch was there. And it was a way to keep it portable. That was about 20 years ago, kind of when all this started. I dug it out of the back here, so it's a bit dirty, but that was my first portable battery container for alternative power. Could hold 2, 3, 4, even deep cycles. At least 2 big ones. 3 little smaller deep cycle batteries, and it's a container, and it's portable. Carry it with you when you got to move. Everything plug in, wires. I ran right through the hole there, same as a battery bag, but the system just got bigger than that. And so it got my junk bag there, which is just a canvas tool bag with two small old tractor batteries in it. It's been going for years. It also, I can wire it 24 volts, which it's set up, and wire and run my chainsaw.
Run for hours. See if I can set this here. Clips already hooked up here, and we're going to go same way right to 24 volt where the chainsaw plugs in up to the 24 volt there. Make sure you got this right. You can see it. And then as fast as you can, you want to get in here in case you got 24 volt down to 12 and car started. Actually, it's a huge day. Got this thing for less than 50 bucks, actually a couple $100, some auction on eBay, I don't even know what to say. It is right there running my washing machine. Voltage levels on the system, well, I don't know what to say, that's less than coffee. That ain't really no more wattage than a coffee pot runs, and this is actually running my washer right now on solar power. What a big day, man.